Guys, new expansion. There's going to be new cards, and we're going to talk about all of them now. Let's go for the Caldera Drake. I mean, you can use your hero power any number of times. How amazing is that? I mean, he's a 6 drop that is 6/6. That's actually pretty great in the current meta. I mean, he can kill everything. He can even kill Druid of the Claw. That's pretty amazing, I have to say. So, a 6 card for 6/6, stat-wise, is just pretty crazy. But then you can use your hero power any number of times. That in synergy with the other card. I mean, we know there is here, your hero power costs only 1. So, if you have that guy out, then next turn you drop the Maiden of the Lake. No! And then you have something with Spire here, the Nexus Champion Steroid. So if you get those 3 minions out, it's just insane. You know? So, using your hero power any number of times can be extremely amazing. The best part would be if your enemy plays that and you Faceless Manipulator it. That would be the best for you. Let's say you're a Warlock or you're a Voria and you can armor up 2 times in a turn. But therefore you need to Faceless Manipulator it. But what I love the most, it's a dragon. Guys. It's a dragon. Yeah, I know it's mage only, but you can steal it with a Faceless Manipulator, guys. That's like the thing what I'm talking about. And you can get 1 damage more from that mage. It's like, it's just sicko there. But I love that one. And it's a dragon, so you can play that in a dragon synergy deck. It's really interesting. It's just cool to see more dragons rolling out. So we'll get there. Poison's Blade. The Poison Blade is so annoying. Did you see that card already, guys? It's a 4-drop weapon. Well, 4-drop I don't like that much, but it fits actually pretty great in a rogue. I found always 5-drop is just too much, but 4-drop is pretty cool. Especially your hero power gives it this weapon plus 1 attack instead of replacing it. Could be really interesting for Arena. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be in Constructed. The cool thing about this is you could play it with the Pirate on turn 5. That gives +1/+1 to your weapon. So it could be interesting somewhere. We'll see if that turns out in any way good. I would see this more as an arena weapon than a constructed weapon. But it's fun. It's fun. You know, this weapon had to exist when there's when their Spire is. It's a funny thing. I would more see it for arena, to be honest. I mean, there's not going to be an Ooze in arena or a Harrison most likely, so you can do something interesting with it. There, Maiden of the Lake. I like her a lot. I mean, your hero power costs 1 less, so if you do that together with the Drake, you can ping a lot with your pings, and if you get that +1 damage on your hero power thing, it's pretty interesting also. But I don't know, like for one, with Inspire together, Maiden of the Lake into that Kodo for Shamans that summons more things. I mean, there are some things where this can be useful, and she's a 2/6 minion. I mean, if you Mark of the Wild her, she would be 4/8. I would like to see that. If you Flame Tongue Totem her up, she's a 4/8 also. So I wouldn't say, in general, like, stat-wise, she looks super bad. But in total, with the Inspire cards, it could actually be good. In total, with the Inspire cards, it could actually be good. It could be turning out to be something really interesting. And I love that dude. Someone said all the new cards suck. I mean, he's a 4/5 for 5. There are other cards that have the same stats. But he freaking adds a random spell to your hand every time you use your hero power. So if you can get that down on turn, let's say 6, and then you play that stupid dragon, or turn 10, you get that turn on turn 8, and you could play that stupid dragon, you could already get 2 random spells. I mean, random spells could be everything, but it's somewhere funny. Add a random spell. I mean, as a warrior, you always armor up. I mean, you always armor up. So, in a warrior deck, I would totally play that dude instead of a Belcher, probably. In a handlock, you quite life type often too. In a hunter, you always hero power. Almost every turn you hero power in a hunter. And you could get a random spell. In case you don't know what Inspire is every time you use your hero power, that effect procs. So this is the pure esports card. Pure esports card. But even if there's randomness, I mean, there are no... Okay, there are bad spells, but there are more good spells than there are bad spells. I mean, you could get Sacrificial Pact, and that could be, like, super bad in some points. But in total, I would really like to see that Nexus Champion going crazy. And that's my new favorite card. He has charge! 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 And he's riding a freaking war parrot. Honestly. And he costs 1 less for each friendly pirate. The question is, costing 1 less for each friendly pirate in hand, in play, or wherever? Or is it 1 less for wherever the pirates are? In hand, in play, wherever. You know what I mean? But, yar! Guys, that guy has charge! Best card ever. You just have to play that. He should be 6 mana, that would be better. But, if I understand this correct, it would be hand and board. Cost 1 less for each friendly pirate. In some way. Or they have to rework the writing and each friendly pirate in play. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's not in play on here. They have to add it, if you know what I mean. I mean, friendly pirate indicates somewhere that it is in play. But, to be honest, if they don't add in play, that ruling would assume it's also in hand. I'm just saying, if you just follow the text right away here, it would also be the friendly pirates in your hand. But maybe they change the card text until then, or they just forget to add that. But it could definitely be funny. I like this Skycap Crack. I mean, that dude is riding a freaking parrot. It rides a freaking parrot. Super good. Yeah, on other cards it says in play or in hand, but not on this one. So let's see where it goes. I would assume if it's only in play, he would be not good enough. If it would be in play and in hand, then that card would be with his stats okay. If you look at the stats, 4-6, even if you have 3 pirates in play, he's just super bad. A 4-6 with charge is not really that good in my opinion. But if it would be in hand and in play, that would be insane. I mean, you could have like 5 pirates or 4 pirates in hand, and then you just slam him down, and oh god, it's gonna be crazy. That dude is loved. That dude is life, guys. Here, Sunderbluff Valiant. I mean, 3-6, that's like the, that taunter. Fen Creeper. He's a Fen Creeper without taunt. But every time you use your totem hero power, you give your totems +2 attack. For 5. Everyone has to play totem decks now. Yeah, I can't wait for Shamans now. That dude can be really funny, to be honest. I'm not saying he's super great. I mean, he's only a 3-6 for 5. And then on turn 6, you have to use your hero power. And then turn 6, you want to go for a Fire Elemental, usually. In Arena, he's definitely going to be amazing. So, Arena, he's a super great card. In Constructed, we will see where that works out. But Totemic Might finally has some value. Especially, wait for the other Shaman cards. They're good cards to go on with. We will see where it goes. You can play that with the Maiden together. So we had her. Go for your hero power, cost 1 less. Together with the Sunderbluff Valiant. 4 or 5, 6 drops for 1, make a totem. Could be a thing. But we'll see where that goes. You never know how the meta develops at a certain point. The stats could be 4-6. 4 or 5 would be better. 4 attack would definitely be better. But 3 is already good. If he would be 2, he would be useless. But then he would cost only 4 probably. If he would cost 4, he would be perfect. Somewhere. Guys. This is what Hunter needed. Unleash the spiders. Summon 3 web spinners. I don't really know. I don't see that. That card is somewhere interesting. If it would be 4, I would say cool. If it's 3, I'm just like, okay, no. But it's interesting. You know, it's interesting somewhere. That spell is so bad. I would say it's Arena okay. Arena, it's okay. In Control, Hunter, maybe. I mean, you summon 3 web spinners, and those 3 web spinners are 3 minions again. So in theory, if the game goes longer, it's good. You know what I mean? But total, it's gonna be not that great of a card. I mean, you can get 6 minions in total for that. You have to look at that it gives you 6 minions and not 3. But only in a long game. So this card I would play in Arena, but not in any other way. But for 6, it's too expensive, I do agree. As a 5-cost card, okay. As a 4-cost card, probably too annoying. It would snowball into turn 5, too heavy. But the thing is, you do that on turn 6, you get 3 new beasts, and turn 7, you could, like, clash them all on the board. 5 mana would be, I think, the okay curve. 4 is too good. 4 is too good. Yeah, guys. Game +1/+1 for each friendly totem. I like that, dude. But again, I'm missing the ruling there in hand or in play. I know friendly means theory in play, since there cannot be not friendly cards in your hand. Still, I'm missing that they write it out. That makes it unclear. If this would be Magic and you would sit on a table in a tournament, there would be an argument about an unclear ruling on that card. 100%, in my opinion. I play card games enough to know that people would argue about that. So they definitely have to add it. But he's a 4/4/4, and he gets +1/+1 for each totem. So this card is definitely okay, especially with the new Shaman dude. Give me a second. Just going forward. Tusker Totemic, Battlecry, summon any random totem. This could not only be, this can be Flame Tongue, can be Mana Tide, and then the other totem stuff. This is like pretty interesting. You go for it, you go turn to a totem, Tusker Totemic, and then you play the Denied Totem Carver. Could be really interesting. For each friendly minion in play. I'm not entirely sure what the Frost World says. On battlefield, exactly. Vitality Totem also. Yeah, I forget about the Vitality Totem. So that could be really interesting. The Tusker together with the Totem Carver. I mean, you can play her on turn 8 later. I mean, in a Shaman versus Control Warrior, you often have your 4 totems out, or 3 totems. If the game goes good for you, you just get your totems into totems into totems, and then you play the Totem Carver. So it could be really interesting. He's good in late game. I mean, worst case scenario, it's going to be a 5/5. Best case scenario, 6/6 or 7/7. Most of the time, I would say it's going to be a 6/6. But on turn 6, you can make her 5/5 already. I mean, Taunt Totem, Totem Cover. I would be okay with that. We'll see how good that turns out. Effigy is pretty funny. Do you see that card? When a friendly minion dies, summon a random minion with the same cost. You mad scientist that bastard out on turn 2. And then you play a Shredder. That Shredder dies, gives you a Death Rattle, and then summons a random minion with the same cost. I will play 3 Kazan Mystics in every single deck. If not more. That secret seems to be really, really annoying in some value mage decks, tempo mage, whatsoever. That just gives you more. I find that card better than a Mirror Entity. I find that card a bit better than a Mirror Entity, I have to say. Gives you the enemy minion, but the enemy minion could be crap. I mean, also, the minion you summon could be crap, but this secret is really sicko at some point. He kills a Sylvanas, you could get a Hogger or another Sylvanas. It's just like, it's great in Arena, absolutely, but I also think in Constructed it's going to be really interesting to see if Effigy can work. I mean, a mech mage could definitely profit from that. It is interesting. Yeah, Kel'Thuzad dying into Kel'Thuzad, that would be crazy. So Effigy is definitely a nice secret, to be honest. Secret Mage is going to rise again. And then everyone is going to play Hunter, and everyone is going to play Flare. I feel like it. It's too conditional. I don't think it's too conditional. I mean, if a 3-drop dies, there are so many good 3-drops. If a 4-drop dies, there are so many good 4-drops. You're definitely going to get value from that. So, this one is going to be good. It's conditional, yes, but Mirror Entity also could just turn out into a disaster for you. I'd rather have an Effigy. Going for even crazier stuff there. Fallen Hero. So you were arguing about, is that dragon we had in the beginning good? Your hero power deals 1 extra damage. So I mean, we're just playing around with the brain there. But if you have a Fallen Hero out, the Caldera Drake, and the Maiden of the Lake, I knew the chances of having all those cards out are quite low, but that dude would give you infinite hero powers in one turn, plus -1 hero power in one turn, plus that Fallen Hero dude deals 1 extra damage. I know I'm pulling a lot out of this, guys. I'm pulling a lot out of this, but even dealing 2 damage with the Fallen Hero with the hero power from a mage from turn 2 on is crazy enough. Emperor makes it easy. Absolutely. Emperor makes it easier, so you can get the Fallen Hero on 1, the Maiden on 3, the Drake on 5. So you could get more things out the same turn. It's funny. 100% arena pick. Absolutely. That dude is a 100% arena pick. That would be extremely great. I love that card, and I would really like to see that. It's just some new synergies. I mean, making the hero power more useful would be good. Oh, yeah, exactly. You could use him also while you're Ragnaros. I haven't thought about that. Caldera Drake into Major Domo Mage. Oh god, no, guys. Maiden doesn't stack. Are you sure that Maiden doesn't stack? I don't even know. I haven't known that before. It reduces 2-1 and not buy 1, correct? Your hero power costs 1. That's true. That would have been funny if that works out. Good job. I should cut that out of the video, probably. I never talk about that again. Yeah, the Frost Giant is cost 1 less for each time you use your hero power this game. My question is, yeah, you have to have him in starting hand, so he would be only good, correct? I like the card. I mean, it's another giant, an 8/8 for 10. In a Control Warrior, why not? Handlock, why not? Rogue? Even in a Rogue, I mean, you use your hero power quite often. Priest? Just drop him out of nowhere randomly? That's like just my interesting question. It doesn't have to be in hand, so you draw him and he's gonna be lower there. That's 1 less for each time you use your hero power, so he works like Bolvar, but you need to have Bolvar in hand also, correct? I never knew how the Bolvar ruling is. I want to know that right now. Bolvar. Go there. I was comparing him with that card for some reason. That was why I think whenever... Let's compare this so I know where that goes. So he's cost 1 less for each hero power this game. And Bolvar is... Whenever friendly, why this is in your hand. Okay, that's why I was thinking about the in your hand part. Because Bolvar has that in him. It's like whenever a friendly minion dies while he's in your hand. Gain +1 attack. I mean, he would be OP if he would work like that from the deck. Definitely true. Oh god, that would be totally OP. So the Frost Giant works not like Bolvar. He works when you got all your stuff. And the Frost Giant is like super nice in almost every deck. If it would fit the synergy. I mean, I would play that in Giant Mage probably. Giant Echo Mage. That would be way better in Giant Echo Mage than Molten Giants in the end. I mean, you could just play double Frost Giant and you don't even have to lose HP. There was like the thing in an Echo Giant Mage all the time. You needed to lose your HP. So you could play those giants. And then you could just play them even with 30 HP. I mean, in a Control Warrior matchup, they would be super nice. I still think the Molten Giants are better in the end. I mean, you have to use your hero power 10 times to make the Frost Giant go to 0. Whilst you only have to use HP to play the Molten Giants. But it could definitely be an interesting thing there. A Frost Giant is Face Hunter. Absolutely. Could be also a thing. I mean, you use your hero power like 3-4 turns in a row and just put him down on turn 6. Could be really funny. So the Frost Giant definitely has some great synergies. Gonna be interesting to see whoever builds something with that. I would like to see him in Druid. I don't know why. If that dude would cost 5, I would marry that dude. I would marry that dude if he would cost 5. For 6, I'm just gonna make Sweet Sweet Love to him. I mean, I love that card. Every time you use your hero ability, you're gonna get a 3/5 Kodo. I love that, dude. Kodo Rider into more Kodos. This is totally an arena pick. I mean, for arena, being a 3/5 for 6 is totally bad. But he can make more 3/5s. So, if you just look at the ability, he's great. If you then look at the cost, it's like, yeah. If he would cost 5, he would be too strong on the other hand. I mean, dropping a 3/5 on 5 is often not killable, even in constructed. And you could already get 1 Kodo out next turn with the hero ability. So it would already be a 6/10 value in the end for 8 in total. So for 8, you get a 6/10. That would be a pretty sick move. If you would cost 4, you would get that for 5. You would get that for 7. I mean, getting him out with Emperor, definitely something nice. In Arena, 100% a cool thing. In Constructed, we'll see where that goes. I mean, Innervate, Kodo Rider. Game over! Are we there, guys? Are we there? Innervate, Kodo Rider. Innervate, Coin Kodo Rider. And then you just go for more Kodos into Kodos into Kodos. Into Kodos. Inspire means every time you use your hero ability, you get a 3/5. I would concede. That's the new concede, guys. That's just the new concede. I love that dude. Funny. And then you get silence from an owl. And then you're just like, oh no! But if he doesn't get owled or sapped, we're good. I like that way. He's gonna be fun. He's gonna be fun. Look and Load. Did you see that card? For 2, an epic for a hunter. Each time you cast a spell this turn, add a random hunter card to your hand. This could be fun. This could be finally going for spell. This could be finally going for spell hunter, guys. Mallegus, spell control hunter. Spell control hunter in general. Was wild pyros and other stuff. So you'd have to go like for Lock and Load, Arcane Shot, Trap, Tracking, something. Hunter's Mark. This could be esports, 100%. That would be the first time I would say that we finally see spell hunters coming. Could be actually interesting. I'm not saying it's good. But it could be something interesting. I mean, you get a random hunter card, so it could be everything. It could be more spells. So you play Lock and Load, you play a spell, you get a random hunter card, which could be a spell, and you can use that spell to get another spell, and that spell to get another spell. So you would have to play Lock and Load probably on turn 10, and then just throw that out. Yeah, you could play Lock and Load and then 8 arcane shots. It's definitely possible. So, it would be Spell Hunter with Emperor T, anti-heal bots, taunters, every low cost Cobra Shot, even Lock and Load into Cobra Shot. The new Miracle Hunter is born. But is this better than other stuff? I don't know. It's definitely a good card. It's definitely interesting. We're gonna see where that goes. Millhouse Mana Storm would be so good. This card can be insane. We'll see where that goes. But Face Hunter might still be the better hunter. Okay, we get that dude is my favorite. I love that dude. He can be really funny. I would actually play that in a shaman, I think. He's a 1/2 that gains 1 attack every time you use your hero ability. So, if a shaman starts with this on turn 1, coin another Lowly Squire, go for hero ability, go for Flame Tongue Totem, and then go for that Totem buff girl already, can be interesting. Paladin also. That dude in Paladin, in Aggro Paladin, oh god. Please no, don't tell me that is going to be a thing. I mean, you play the lowly squire and then you just go hero ability, no, no, and it's gonna be extremely interesting. So the lowly squire is definitely a good one drop. It can be interesting. I mean, in the end, it's like a dude called again. It's like an Undertaker that needs hero ability. Gains also attack for that. I mean, in certain decks it can work out. The problem is most likely you're not going to use hero ability on turn 2. That's like the problem. It could replace the zombie shell in a handlock, I would almost say. But in a handlock you're not pushing for damage. I mean, how often are you using your hero ability on turn 2? So for a paladin that might happen. For a druid it only happens if you have a bad draw and no wild cards or innervate. For a handlock it happens always, or most of the times on turn 2. For a Zoolock sometimes, but highly unlikely. Rogue. It could be an aggro rogue. They use your hero ability sometimes on turn 2 for the auto barber, deadly poison, whatever play. So handlock or rogue. There you most likely use it on turn 2 somewhere. A shaman fits for the hero power. Yeah, I don't know. I think for certain classes it can work out. In arena, it's okay somewhere. For a priest also, maybe. In arena, I would say it's okay. What if you have a 1-drop but no 2-drop, but you at least get that dude up to 2 attack? So you can use your hero ability, get him up to 2 attack, and he's better to trade already. So I would say that for arena, the lowly squire definitely. For constructed, only for really certain decks somewhere. I wouldn't say it's a terrible card. It can be interesting, you just don't know about the synergies. I mean, lowly squire into Mark of the Wild would already make that a 3-4, and then you can buff it up from that point on. Could be somewhere interesting. But we'll see where that turns out. And that dude is love, that dude is life. A 3-2 is like Shattered Sun Cleric, and he can summon any random totem. And that he's not only summoning the Shaman hero power totems makes him so good. I mean, he costs 3, he's a 3-2. That's somewhere weak. But he brings a totem. I mean, if he brings a Taunt totem, funny. If he brings a Vitality totem, oh my god. If he brings a Manatite totem, orgasms. Flame Tongue totem, double orgasms. I mean, that dude is sick. And that dude is perfect esport. Could turn really, really interesting. The new 3-4 totem, I don't even know the new totem. Was that the new totem, the last card? That's the new totem golem. Yeah, it can get summoned there. Damn it, he can summon the new totem? You are going to be kidding me. Fucking insane. That makes him even better. I mean, we know he's good. So you see this, you know he's good. Okay, you know that guy's good. And then we go for the next card and we just see the new Totem Golem. And that dude is a friggin' 3-4 for 2 with Overload 1, which already makes him a good card. I mean, that putting that down on turn 2. Can you is that a minion you can have, or is that a minion you can just summon with him? I don't know. So it's not a token card, you can just play him. But that dude, 3-4 for 2 in a Shaman deck, oh good lord. Oh, good lord. Summon a spider tank, yes. That would be really, really funny. You can have it. Okay, minion, you can have it. That's just what I wanted to know. It's just a minion, that's a totem. You can have it and summon it. Oh, this is perfect. It's better than a spider tank for a shaman. And now, are we going to argue about the lowly squire again? If you put down that on turn 1, then you play the totem golem on turn 2. And what are you going to do the next turn with your 2 mana? You're probably going to use your hero ability for the lowly squire, get another totem, then you would already have 2 totems out, and then on turn 4, you just play the... On turn 4, you just play her. Where's she again? Where's the sexy lady? And then on turn 4, you just play the Draenei Totem Carver, and you would already have a 6/6 minion. There'd be a Dream's Hand somewhere, wouldn't it be? Like 1 into 2, into hero power, 2 totems. With the lowly squire being a 2/2, and then you add the Totem Carver already being a 6/6 on turn 4. I would like that. But you could also make that same for a zombie Shao. But that Totem Golem gives me probably orgasm somewhere. I like that card the most. I think Shaman is going to definitely rise again, especially with the Tuskar Totemic. That's going to be an esports card, so we will see definitely more Shaman in tournaments again, and that card is going to be an outrage for a lot of stuff there. Yeah, and that card in Arena, considering that it's a common card, so the chance of drawing that card in Arena is quite high, I think Shaman is going to be going up some tiers there. Going up some tiers for the Arena. I mean, that 3-4 can... Wow. 3-4 can change a lot. I mean, you get a healing totem, turn 2 on that. Trade heal. Go crazy. I'm happy. I like the new cards. I have some friends here. I mean, I love that dude, the Coda Rider. He was just super crazy. Bolvar is not in there. I like the Nexus Champion Sarad. That's definitely going to be interesting. And we're going to see more cards to come. I mean, you can vote on the Hearthstone page. Which card is going to be the new one you want to see. There's like some Scorpion dude or some Goblin. Some Gnome, if I'm not mistaken there. Totem Golem. Oh yeah, you can also get that out of Piloted Shredder. I mean, there are other good 2-drops, but that could also jump out of a Piloted Shredder. Pretty insane. And I definitely want to do something with this, with a Caldera Drake. Some crazy deck. With the Ragnaros. You go Major Domo, and then you go Caldera Drake, and you use your hero ability 2 times. Tops you would be able if you get with Thardan and the Maiden 2 times. Could be. You could use your hero power. How often could you use your hero power if you get that? You get that out, and then you get the Maiden for 3. You use your hero power 7 times, correct? Costs 1. You use your hero power 7 freaking times if you would be Ragnaros. I mean, getting that done is quite unlikely, but it's definitely something to work on. To get that stupid dragon, to get the Maiden out, and then go for 7 times your hero power. If you have it Thardan, obviously, so the Maiden costs 3. And you only can go for it 6 times. But that would be definitely funny. I would love to see that. Infinite, or not infinite, limited Ragnaros hero powers. But that would definitely be interesting. That's going to be the favorite combo I'm going to go for. But Grand Tournament is going to be interesting. Those are the new cards. You can see them on Hearthstone. They're going to be 132 new cards. You can buy for 50 packs for $50. And the new keyword for this expansion is Inspire. So every time you use your hero ability, that effect activates the effect on cards. And the really good thing is, as I know, that you get in Arena, not GVG packs. You get in Arena a random pack now. So you're not going to get Tournament or GVG or Classic. You have the chance to get one out of that 3 in Arena. So that should be random. That's for some people actually the best change at the end.
From east to west, heroes are sent, seeking glory in the greatest of events. There are knights on noble steeds, those who will bring them to their knees. There are monsters to test their mettle at every turn. Legends will rise based on their merits. There's even pirates riding parrots. It's the grand